Wild Robot is so much more than a children's movie. It's a movie that can be appreciated by all age ranges, and I suggest anyone go watch it. It's not an overstatement to say that this movie will cement itself as a classic, such as How to Train Your Dragon or Studio Ghibli's My Neighbor Totoro. At the heart of children's movies, it's always about friendship and family. It's the cliché. But what sets apart a cheesy, mediocre attempt and a good one? A movie isn't automatically bad because it uses a cliché. After all art is a remix of previous ideas. What sets apart a good movie and a cliched movie is how it adds its own spin to the message. Wild Robot earns the cliché. Look, it's going to be hard to convince you to watch the movie without spoiling broad strokes of the plot. If all you were looking for was someone to tell you to go watch the movie, here I am. Go watch the movie. But please don't click off. I do need viewer retention. Now, if you're someone who needs more convincing, let me try. One of the major aspects that sets The Wild Robot apart from other children's movies is its nuance, akin to Wes Anderson's fantastic Mr. Fox. But it's even more nuanced. Unlike Fantastic Mr. Fox, The Wild Robot didn't have a villain. It had an antagonist in the broadest sense, but the conflict itself is grounded. There wasn't a villain for the sake of having a villain. So then, how do you make a movie interesting when there's no hero or villain? In The Wild Robot, it is done through the exploration and development of character. The movie takes a look at the question, nature versus nurture. Now, I personally haven't read the book, so this is all just what I gathered from the movie itself. Our robot friend Roz is tasked with raising a newly hatched goose, Brightbill. Motherhood is an act that requires a great deal of human emotion, something a robot lacks. It is fundamentally against their nature to do so, yet Roz learns to take care of Brightbill. She is nurtured, essentially shaped by her environment. This message is once again further explored with the inhabitants of the island, but I want to avoid as many spoilers as I can, so I'll let you discover that. Again, what once seems like the cliche trope of with love anything is possible is executed well. And when something is done well, it becomes palatable. It's not cringy. Though Roz achieves her goal of raising Brightbill through love, it wasn't as if it happened magically. There was failure, learning, and understanding from both parties. Roz didn't start to love Brightbill immediately. She learned to do so. The movie earns the trope. It's not thrown together in a cauldron and expected to work itself out. It's executed with intention, and that makes it stand out. It is here to announce its message for those who are interested and willing to listen. Although I will preface, it is because of that intention, the movie doesn't try to pander to everyone. Like I've mentioned, there's no villain, and because of that, there's less action. It's a movie about self-exploration, and I understand that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But those who like it will love it, and let's be real, you should always try something before deciding. There are also heavier themes paired alongside, specifically about parenting. Without delving too much into the story itself, it is on the sadder side. I did end up shedding a couple unexpected tears while watching the movie. Now let's talk about quality. The animation of the movie itself is good. I really liked its color palette, and it was varied. There were bright and colorful combinations, but there were also grayer and darker moments. The movie doesn't shy away from using a broad spectrum. Something else that works in its favor are its simple designs. Animals are familiar and easily recognizable. This permits longevity through its distinguishability. Another example of this, Roz, is made of literally 2 spheres and 4 lines. Although simple, in the context of the movie, her design is memorable but unique. When she is initially stranded, her casing is sleek, futuristic, and out of place. She sticks out in the environment of the forest, but as she settles, nature takes over her shell. She becomes integrated into her environment, shaped by it. Her character development is in a sense reflected in her design. Man, if I haven't convinced you, I don't know. I'm just rambling about what stuck out to me, and hopefully something piques your interest. I wouldn't classify it as a life-changing movie. There are only so many of those, but it's just a good piece of media that you should check out if you ever have the time or interest in it. I'll be the first to say, it's a good movie to watch in a group, with friends, with family, or a significant other though.